Oh, all right there. So we've just landed and parked up in Pimlico, London. And we're walking up and it's pouring down, but we're walking to Victoria Coach Station. It's not a very good day. And we're only at about 9 a.m. in the morning, and there's Sunday morning. People out having coffee, having breakfast. So I believe we've gone wrong. Our guide has took us the wrong way. Thought our guide knew London very well. You can't trust some people, you know. I'm going to chance it at the Natural History Museum. Last time I was here about a year ago, the queues are really mad. I'm a little earlier today, so the queues are still circling and snaking, but they're moving, so I might actually get in. You can see there's a lot of queues here. Those on the left have got tickets, and the queue I'm in don't have a ticket. Yeah, right there. So we've finally got in after about 45 minutes of queuing up. Now, a tip for you, if you're planning a trip to London and you want to come to the Natural History Museum, you can book free tickets, so you can just basically walk in rather than having to queue up like we did in the rain. As you can see, it's busy, and a lot of people probably got the same idea today to turn up on a damp and wet London morning. Natural History Museum was built in 1881 to house life and earth specimens, and that was a skeleton of an old whale. So this cutting from a sequoia tree in California. It was a seedling in 557 AD and was finally felled in 1891. 1335 years old. Wow. I've been to big trees in California, and some of those trees there are really big, as the title goes, but until you see it in this form, you don't realise how big they are. Yeah, as you can see, it's very crowded, and you're bumping into each other and bumping into prams. It's very difficult to actually get good video or good photo footage of the exhibits. I think I'm going to call it a day here today. It's very busy. The last time I came here was when my children were under 10 years old, so we're talking 20 years ago, and that was summer, and it wasn't as busy as this. So you just can't move and see the exhibits properly, unfortunately, after queuing up for 45 minutes and still people queuing up. Maybe they do escorted guided tours after the opening hours that are in groups, so you can see all the exhibits with a guide and actually get near them and take pictures or read the information or take video. Wow, just look at all the queues still. And I've been in there probably about an hour, and the queues are longer than when I started queuing up. And I was thinking of going to the Victoria and Albert Museum, as it's more or less next door to the Natural History Museum. But if there's queues like that, I'm not queuing up for another 45 minutes to an hour. And the queue snakes round on the other side. So not only just the front, there's a side entrance, and the queue is nearly as long on that side entrance. Crazy. Anyway, let's see what the V&A queue is like. So this is the entrance to the Victoria and Albert, and basically I'm just going to walk in. More people want to go and see the natural history than the Victoria and Albert, which I can understand that. Yeah, right. So within 5 minutes of leaving the Natural History Museum, I'm actually in the Victoria and Albert Museum. So this was built in 1852 and holds decorative arts and designs and fine arts from all across the world, really. And it was named after Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. Anyway, we'll have a quick look round here. As you can see, there's not as many people here. Wow, just look at the size of the tapestry. So this is the area with all the statues and busts. Not that type of busts. We're in the South Asia. Well, I didn't really have long in the V&A, but it just shows that you can just walk in there rather than spending up to an hour or maybe longer to get into the Natural History Museum. The other museum was the British Museum that I was interested in going, and when I came to London last time to visit the museums, there was about a 2-hour queue mid-afternoon to get in the British Museum. So I'm going to find the nearest tube station, and I'm going to then try to find my son, who's we're going to meet in a local hostelry somewhere near Soho or Piccadilly.